So it's been a while, but let's talk about the Super Bowl. So I just wanted to have a couple of days originally to sit, let it soak in, think about the game, and that ended up turning into almost like a week and a half, or just about a week and a half. Um, and it, like I said, I didn't intend for that to happen. Life kind of got away from me, and lost track of the days. So I did say I wanted to make this video. Um, so Jalen Hurts, he was the best player on the field. He was. And he put up a hell of a fight against the Kansas City Chiefs. The final play for Kansas City, where Bradbury, actually, technically the field goal was like the last play, but everyone knows the play that we're talking about. One of the last plays, because even then, Jerick McKinnon didn't score a touchdown on purpose after this had happened. So this was just one of the last plays that the Kansas City Chiefs ran, where Bradbury had a hold of Juju, and the refs threw a flag for holding, which it was. And Bradbury even said it was, and he had just hoped that, hey, it's the end of the game, you're gonna let us just, let him play and, leave it at that. But no, that did not happen. And unfortunately, he did get flagged. I mean, obviously, if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan, you're happy. I don't know, just as a fan of the NFL, I think I would have liked it had they not thrown the flag. Kansas City still kicks the field goal and go up by 3. But then at least Philadelphia gets a fair shake at going down the field. I think that's kind of what I wanted, is for Philadelphia to have a chance. I feel like that's what we were kind of robbed of, is to see, can Philly go down the field and either kick a field goal to tie it, and then, hell, we go into overtime, or score a touchdown to take the lead. But then, there's that was holding, so they shouldn't have been able to go down the field. Like, this is if Philadelphia had won. And it's like, well, Philadelphia shouldn't have won. That should have been called, yada, yada, yada. So, watching the play live, I could tell he was being very physical with Juju. Obviously, I don't see the holding when the play's live and Juju starts running with Bradbury. But I could at least see that he was being very physical. And that's the kind of player Bradbury is. He's a physical corner. He's possibly the most physical corner that the Eagles have. Or I should probably say had, because I doubt he stays next season. He had a 1-year contract, and he'll probably sign with someone else this offseason, which I can cover more about free agency and all that at a later time. So that's kind of the thing is, yes, it was holding. Yes, it was the correct call. Yes to all of that. But I would have liked to see Philadelphia get a chance to go down the field. Now, technically, yes, they did get a chance, but not much of a chance. And the actual last play of the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts tried to throw a Hail Mary. It didn't go very far. If I remember correctly, it maybe only traveled 30, 40 yards. And people were, even myself, you see that and it's like, what the hell was that? What kind of a throw was that, Jalen? And if you look at a replay, Jason Kelce actually went back, and I believe he stepped on Jalen's foot, which affected the throw. That, or even if Jalen steps on his foot and he's not planting in the ground, that can affect the throw. But it's just Jason and Jalen got way too close. So what does this mean for anything as far as the two teams? Andy Reid, does he retire? I don't think so. Could he? Yes. He could easily retire right now, and he'll end up being in the Hall of Fame. I do believe he'll retire probably within the next 3-ish years, maybe 2. Especially if they go and win a Super Bowl in the next 2 years. I think that Andy Reid could retire. I know Eric Bieniemy has accepted the position with the Commanders. That might be an easier, I'm trying to think of the right word, path, let's say, to becoming a head coach if he were to get promoted to head coach of the Commanders, if Ron Rivera were to get fired. Whereas Andy Reid, he's not getting fired. Like, he will leave when he wants to leave. So I kind of don't blame Eric for leaving. Plus, then that gives him the opportunity to be like, hey, I'm actually a good coach. It's not just because I had Andy Reid above me and Patrick Mahomes is my quarterback. That's really the only thing I see as far as the Chiefs. I don't see Travis Kelce going anywhere for the immediate future. None of the other big players are going to go anywhere, at least I think. So, going to the Eagles, I thought if the Eagles win, I could see Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelce both retiring. Well, who knows now? But the Eagles did draft both of their replacements in the 2022 draft. So now both of those guys had a year to sit underneath, learn, and this upcoming season, they can take over those spots. So I could see them still retiring. Or what could possibly be more likely is going and playing for another team. That applies more for Jason, I would say, because even Fletcher Cox, you can be in a rotation as a defensive lineman. You sign for, a pretty cheap contract. You'll end up being a rotational guy, and you can stay in Philly. As far as Jason Kelce, you're not rotating in and out at center or any of the offensive line positions unless there's an injury or someone's not performing. So, I think Jason would be more likely to retire or leave than Fletcher, but I could see both doing either option, and I don't even know if both would stay, because, like I said, you drafted the replacements. They sat their rookie seasons for the most part. I know Jordan Davis got the opportunity to play a bit, but, they're going to be second-year guys. You want them to play now. Plus, not only that, they're young, they're cheap. They learned for a year. I could see those two guys getting replaced by their replacements. And, kudos to them. They handled it with grace. They handled it with dignity. They actually helped, teach these guys about the NFL. They saw what was happening, and they could have been petty, they could have been assholes about it, but they were good about it. So that I commemorate them for. And Jalen Hurts, my friend, you have earned yourself a contract. You have. You have earned yourself a big-time contract. Because while you didn't win the Super Bowl, you played really well. You did. So that could also impact the Philadelphia Eagles as a whole, because if you noticed that when we were looking at the final 4 teams, 3 of the 4 quarterbacks, if I said final 2 teams, I meant final 4, this is the final 2 games. But 3 out of the 4 starting quarterbacks were still in the rookie deals. Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy, and Joe Burrow. All on rookie deals. Patrick Mahomes was the only one that had been paid. And, it's easy to build a team when you have that young quarterback who you're not paying anything, and you know it's your guy. It's not, a cheap guy that you don't know if he's the guy. Like, no, you know that this is the guy. He's good, he's cheap, and you're able to surround him with so much talent, yet now you got to pay him. Same thing with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's about to get paid. Justin Herbert, he's going to get paid. Jalen, you earned it. But I am going to be curious as to what happens to the team. That could be another reason why when you have Jason Kelce and Fletcher Cox, it's like, guys, we love you. Come back whenever you want. But we got to let you go. Bradbury. They got to keep C.J. Gardner-Johnson, I think, because they gave up a draft pick for him. So him, they'll probably keep. But there's going to be some guys that they got to go. So, if you guys did enjoy this video, I would appreciate it if you left a like. And I want to have more sports-related topics on this channel. So go ahead, hit the subscribe button, turn notifications on, and thanks for watching.